Hi there, it's Michelle with today's Monday Moment, and today I want to weigh in on a quote that I saw posted this week. This is a little bit heavier than what I normally discuss, but I'm hoping in doing so you feel a little bit lighter. Now, the quote was, "Grief is love unfinished." And I think this is important to discuss because I think so many people suffer from the loss of a loved one. Now, before I get started, I just want to remind you that our feelings, so something like grief, comes from our thoughts. Now, if you are not sure what I'm talking about, or if you've been hearing me and thinking I'm a little crazy for that specific reason, I want to give you an example. Right now, I am excited to be here sharing this information with you. In this moment, it is possible that my dog could be hit by a car. He is not in here, and I still feel excited because I don't know that he has been hit by a car. Obviously, once I find out, I will have a lot of thoughts that will make me feel devastated. I get choked up just thinking about it. See that? That wasn't even planned. So I want you to remember that because this is super important when we're processing grief. Now, author Brené Brown says that grief is the uninvited guest that shows up at your doorstep and intends to stay a while. But so often, we do not want to let grief in. We want to push it away, we want to shove it in a closet, or maybe we just want to avoid it entirely by drinking or over drinking. But then what happens is we have additional suffering on top of our original pain. So that may look like hangover, regret if you're drinking, or if you're fighting against what the new reality is, you have all of that additional suffering. So what I want to suggest is that maybe life is supposed to be 50-50. Maybe half of it is amazing, and maybe half of it is not so amazing. And that's what we get when we sign up for the human experience. Now, if we are willing to embrace the not so great, if we are willing to feel the grief and process the emotions, then that doesn't bring us to rainbows and daisies and butterflies, but it is possible that it could reduce our overall suffering and allow us to be able to process what is going on. Now, you may say, what does that look like? We never learn how to process feelings growing up. Totally get it. So this is what I want you to do first. Understand that all of our feelings come from our thoughts, and really take the time to write down all of the thoughts that you have about losing this loved one. What that does is it allows you to be able to witness yourself in pain versus being at the effect of the pain. And then you feel it. And what that could look like is, remember, do you guys remember E.T.? He was like totally harmless, pretty much totally clueless. Like, what if you were to explain to him what grief felt like? Again, write this down because it just allows you to become the watcher of what is going on. So for me, if I'm feeling grief, it's like a heaviness in my heart, maybe like a clump in my throat. When you're able to separate yourself from what is going on, it just allows you to see and process and be willing to feel it. Now, the other part of that quote, love unfinished, I kind of read that as love incomplete. And I'm not sure if that's what was intended there, but what I want to offer is that since our feelings come from our thoughts, love is never incomplete. You can always feel love, even if that person is not physically present with you. And we have some Elvis fans in my family, and so I thought I would share this lyric with you. I'll spare you. I won't sing it. I'll just read it. But I thought it totally sums up what I'm talking about here with love. So, love me tender, love me long, take me to your heart, for it's there that I belong and will never part. So I hope you remember that this week, my friends. I hope you become a little bit more mindful and paying attention to the pain that you're experiencing as part of life versus the additional suffering that you may be adding on. And I want you to know that I am going to choose love for all of you today. And I want to say thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped. Have a great week. Take care.